Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, The College Process. Once again, I'm Ed from Principia Prep, and today we're going to be going over, will a FAFSA delayed opening hurt early decision or early action students' financial aid packages? But before we begin, if you are new to the channel and are looking for additional college content, please hit the subscription button down below. It will notify you when new videos do come out. As well as if you have any questions on today's video or any of the videos we have on the channel, very simple. Just put your questions down below in the comment section. As many of you already know, every Friday I take all the questions you guys put on any of the videos here and I answer them all on Friday in video format and put them back here on YouTube so when everyone has answers to all the questions. As well as we're still running the James Russo Memorial Scholarships. Those are interested in our scholarship program here at Principia. It's the James Russo Memorial Scholarship. If you want more information, down below in the description is the link for the James Russo Memorial video explaining how our scholarship program works here. As well as also down below in the description is also our Venmo, as well as our organization's Buy Us a Coffee, if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to keep making these college videos. And with all that being said, let's jump right into today's video. Will the FAFSA delayed opening hurt early decision or early action students' financial aid packages? Now, with many students starting to work on or completing the applications for admissions, the Common App, the coalitions, the state forms, and everything else that's necessary for the admissions process, one of the big factors in the room right now, one of the big things many families are talking about, is the delay of the FAFSA opening from the October 1st deadline, opening up now sometime in December. They're not even sure what date it is, whether it's December 1st, December 15th, etc. And many families are wondering if we're looking to do early action, which is typically do early in the year, sometime between October 15th and November 15th, with November 1st being the most popular date of all for the early action and early decision. Since we're not able to get the FAFSA in by the deadlines of early action and early decision, will this affect us financially as far as getting the best financial aid packages out there for our family, for our student going to college? And is there anything we can do in the meantime or anything we can do as the applications are going in to notify the colleges that we're looking for financial assistance to not use this against us? And you might be thinking in the back of your mind, well, Ed, what about all the stuff we keep hearing about every year after year about first come, first serve? The earlier you do the financial aid forms, the earlier you get them in, the more financial aid you're eligible for. And if you take too much time or you wait till the end or the day before or a week before the deadline, you're not going to get any financial aid. It's not the way this works, by the way. First come, first serve, to be honest with you, for about 99% of you guys in the world of college out there applying for aid, has not existed in 30 or 40 years. The reason the colleges keep hampering down on you guys about first come, first serve, do the forms early, don't be late, so on and so forth, is because of the fact that they don't want you guys turning in the financial aid forms in March or April, right before the student has a deposit in May. That's why they basically focus in on you guys. Get the forms in as early as you can. Do not be late. And you might be thinking, well, Ed, how can we relax if, let's say, October 15th or November 1st is our deadline for early decision or early action? And it's very simple. Let me explain to you first by talking about early decision. Then I'm going to explain to you why I would be relaxed talking about early action. When it comes to early decision, most early decision schools have the CSS Profile in place to basically be able to give out their own financial assistance. And when it comes to the CSS Profile form, this right here is typically where grant money comes in from that college. Because as many of you guys know, if you watch my channel here, there's three people that can give you financial assistance: the school, the state, and the federal government. And that order is the way it's given as far as who gives the most money individually speaking. So since the school, if it does use, and many of the early decision schools do use the CSS Profile or their own institutional form, you'll be able to get the CSS Profile as well as your institutional forms in before that deadline for early decision, whether it be November 1st, November 15th, or October 15th, you'll be able to get the form in. You might be wondering, well, what about the FAFSA part? The reality is, if your income from a FAFSA perspective is at $60,000 or below, you're eligible for federal aid. If your income is $60,001 or above, you're typically not available for financial assistance of any kind. So from an early decision perspective, what will happen is, this is the way it's going to happen very likely this academic year, you guys will fill out the forms for admissions, you'll fill out the CSS Profile, the school's institutional forms, and possibly also be asked to do what's known as IDocs as well as verification, which basically means in layman's terms, send us your 1040 with the schedules and your W-2s. By doing that, it allows the school, if you're doing early decision, which obviously means everything has to be in early, to send everything in so they can evaluate you for financial consideration early on. Now, if you are making under $60,000, which does allow you to get federal Pell Grants, what will happen is very likely on your award letter when it does come, and by the way, when you're doing early decision 1, what typically happens is you apply to the school early on, then they notify you typically between December 10th to December 20th. So sometime mid-December, they're going to notify you whether you're accepted or not. And through early decision 1, typically what they'd like to do is send you your acceptance as well as your financial aid award letter at the same time. or typically within a few days, so very quickly. So what will happen is, very likely for the early decision candidates here, you guys will get accepted, get your early decision award package very quickly within a day or two, at the same time you get the acceptance. And on there, if you are Pell eligible, what they'll very likely do is put estimated Pell grant, i.e. estimated grant money coming in from the Fafsa form. Then they're just gonna wait for the Fafsa form to come in whenever you guys do in December to lock it in, and you guys will be fine. Now for the early decision candidates, for you guys, the one thing that is interesting is after you guys get accepted, typically let's say mid-December, you guys basically have a month to a month and a half, typically February 1st is the deposit deadline for early decision 1. Which means you have plenty of time in December to get the FAFSA out to basically confirm your numbers and make sure your package is in place before you're forced to basically make a deposit at the college. That being said, let's talk about the early action candidates here. When it comes to early action for you guys, it's basically the same thing, to be honest with you. Only difference is for you guys, if you do early action, which is typically October 15th, November 1st, November 15th, those are the popular dates. Whichever one you do, same situation. You send everything in, CSS Profile wise for the financial aid forms, institutional forms, etc. All your admission stuff in by the deadline. And then what will happen is, typically for you guys, same situation, mid-December, December 10th to the 20th sometime, you get accepted. The only difference here though is, typically for early action, you guys do not receive your financial aid award package at the same time you're accepted. Your package typically comes 2 weeks to 4 weeks after you're accepted. You guys have until May 1st to make a deposit for admissions. So you guys have plenty of runway here. So for you guys, there's nothing to worry about either, because you have a longer time frame. Even if you do your form in December or January or February for early action, you guys are perfectly fine. You're not gonna miss any deadlines, because for early action, in many cases, the financial aid form deadlines for early action students, as well as regular enrolling, and so on and so forth, it's typically the deadline is in February or March. So you guys have plenty of runway, whether you do the Fafsa form in December or February. So early action, you guys have no problems whatsoever, as well as early decision. Your information will be figured out based on the CSS profile or institutional forms. So for you guys as well, no worry whatsoever. But first come, first serve does not actually exist for 99% of schools. The reality is, if you do your financial aid forms in October, November, December for early action, or January, nothing is going to change. Same thing with early decision. It's just things to basically calm you guys down and not to worry about the stuff out there. Now that being said, if you guys have any questions, any concerns, once again, leave your questions down below. As all of you guys know, every Friday I take all your questions and answer them in video format, put it back here on YouTube in detailed answers so that way everyone has answers to all the questions you guys ask here on any of the videos. As well as if you guys have any additional questions or need additional help on a one-on-one basis, on the screen is my contact information. I do help out families one-on-one through Zoom meetings. If you do need help, please just text me. That's my cell phone number. Text message is the fastest way to get a hold of me, or you can email me. That's the second fastest way to get a hold of me. And I'll be able to set up a Zoom meeting so we can go over your situation, whether it's financial or admissions based. Other than that, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep.